protection and how a mother loves her child and will do almost anything to protect that child. But my sermon subtitle is "You Have to Stir Up the Nest."
All right.
And I want somebody in here to realize that for many mothers, that's one of the hardest things that she will ever have to do. You got to learn, mothers, how to stir up the nest. You got to learn, mothers, how to help other mothers when you see them needing to stir up the nest. You say, Reverend, what is this business about stirring up the nest? Well, you see, like I told you, the mother eagle stays on the nest for about 11 to 12 weeks. And after that time, she begins to move some of the leaves out of the way. And some of the sticks begin to poke up. And the nest isn't as comfortable as it used to be. And I want somebody in here to realize that after your children get to the place that they become teenagers, you need to get them ready to leave out from the house. I know I can't buy an amen in here today, but I got to preach this thing because you got to learn to stir up the nest. And when I'm talking about stir up the nest, the eagle will go ahead and begin to take that beak and move the little eaglet out, and the eaglet will seem like they're going to just fall and hit the ground. But what she's doing is she got to teach them how to fly. You won't fly. You're right there in the safety of the nest. You got to be pushed out of the nest. And so that you'll learn how to flap your own wings. And I stopped in here to tell somebody, it's good you know how to flap your wings. It's good that you learn how to put bread on the table. Whether you got a husband or not, somebody say amen. And I want you to realize that you still got to prepare them children to leave the nest. You got to help them by allowing them to have responsibilities in the house. Have I got a witness? That's how you begin to stir the nest. You got to flutter a little bit. When I was growing up, we had what we call chores. In the evening, when you got home, you had to put on your play clothes because you couldn't wear those clothes that you went to school in. Would have some chores that we had to do before we went out to play. You know we got to get to the place that we don't have children just running buck wild, playing games with the thumb, watching TV from sun up to sundown. You got to teach your child how to work in the house. Am I helping somebody? Flutter, but they have to learn how to fly. And you gotta learn how to be underneath them, so that if they fall, you can carry them back on up to the nest. But you want to get to the place as they get ready to get out of high school. You gonna keep on and let them fly. Let them fly because they go from fluttering to trying to make ends meet. I thought she was crazy. I don't know what you thought about yours, but I thought something was wrong. But what she was doing was stirring up the nest. This is my nest. I nurtured you in this nest. I protected you in this nest. I fed you, I clothed you in this nest. When I got 18, I had to get out of the nest. And I went straight on over to Europe, amen. After basic training in AIT, I went all over. And she stirred it so good, till when I got out of the military, I refused to come home. I wasn't bringing no U-Haul to the house. I brought a suitcase. And even after I stayed out there, I was willing to sleep in my van if I had to. Because I'm a man. When I was a child, I did like a child did. But when you become a man, you need to grow up. You need to go on and do what you need to do. And so, when I did come back, I came back with a suitcase. Now, I left home after and moved into another place. And the Lord blessed real good. And I'm thankful for that. I'm going to tell you this portion of my father had given me a house. But I'd be able to stay there. But that was his nest, with his wife, and I needed my nest. And I thank God that he did. Now he didn't have to do it. I didn't know where I was going to stay, but I knew I wasn't going to stay there. I didn't bring no U-Haul. Y'all hear me real good? If you're going to be grown,
Say that.
you don't need to yell at home, I'm grown, but they act like it. Don't get your way. Hello? And I don't know who this is for. Don't expect you're going to go get a place like Mama and Daddy's. Let me say this, you didn't see their starter kit. You wasn't there. When they flipped the box over and threw a little towel over it, called that the coffee table. You wasn't there when they shook the crumbs off, turned it over, and down to the dining room table. You see all the stuff they got now, you just didn't see where they started. You don't get salt and pepper shakers the same day. You get some salt, you pour it in your hair, y'all. Get some salt, put it on your food. Get the little pepper, that's why they got that little shaker part on the other end of it. You don't start off with the, oh, that's nice, yeah, that costs. You're going to have to walk by them some minute up there and say, I'm going to put them salt and pepper shaker. Then I'm going to come back and get some flakes, When you taste all that pepper, you have to go to Family Dollar. First house in 1957. Didn't buy their first new car until 1964. Parents, you need to tell your children so that they will know that you always didn't have what you got now. You got to explain to them. You know, you sit there counting out money and they ask for some money and you say, honey, I got no money. You got to explain what that means. What that means is I'm counting out money because I got a light bill, a phone bill, that's what that means. I thought they were lying. You need to tell them. I wasn't lying. You need to tell them I ain't got no money for you. Because I got to pay these bills. And you need to tell them the reason I'm being like I am now because I done set the dog. Amen. I wouldn't turn the water on, wasn't no water. Hello, somebody. You know, comes to them, as soon as they graduate from high school, they just start off with a $50,000 job. $50,000 a year. It don't work like that. You gotta learn to work at McDonald's. Burger King. $7, $8 an hour, $9 with some experience. Amen, somebody. You can't just start off making. You gotta stir the nest is all I'm trying to tell you. You gotta stir the nest. If you don't stir the nest, you'll be looking up. They'll be getting over right along with you. Amen. Stir the nest. Lord stirred the nest. He got them right on out of Goshen. Took them right on out there into a desert place so he could train them up. Then he took them into the promised land. Y'all with me? So you just don't go from here to the promised land. You got to go through something. Let us